Jamie, I just want to show you this clip from the last film.
All the guys in our productions are getting paid, and that is the risk I'm taking. That's the risk out of my pocket. If the shows bomb, then I lose money and have to work somewhere else to pay the guys. That's just what we want to do, and it's kind of come together as Theatre N16, and if it doesn't work, it'll be me who has to deal with it. It will work. It will. It has to work. I can't work in a Mexican restaurant and Marvel t-shirts and masturbate in the cups. Much longer.
Apart from that last comment, needing some unraveling, potentially, when you see that, and that was what your headspace was in 5 years ago, and you think the way you are now, what's your reaction?
Well, the fact that I set up N16, wanted to be successful, and then so I didn't have to work in a Mexican restaurant, and now I went and set up a fucking Mexican restaurant. When you were last with us 5 years ago, we're setting N16 up with the Bedford in Balham, and we lost the lease after 3 years. We programmed 350 shows over those. That's 350 productions. That's mental. That surely is a record. Having that thing of that mantle of being the youngest person in the country running the theatre is obviously an amazing thing. I discovered a show called Tinks, which we developed that over a few years, and that like smashed it and did loads of things. The Independent reviewed it and gave it 5 stars, and then when I was producing that, I went to see a mate in this show Flesh and Bone, and I was like in awe of it. Working class story set in the East End of London, and we produced it, and it went and won the Olivier, which if for people who don't know what that is, that's like, if you're football fans, the Ballon d'Or of football. It's the TV, it's the BAFTA, it's the Golden Globe. It's the biggest prize in European theatre. There was loads of great things. It was living the dream for 5 years. I had a membership at Soho House. Soho House let me in. I'm a member at Soho House. Kim Kardashian got turned away from there, but I'm a member. What a wanker. No, I've suspended it. I'm not paying that monthly fee. Our lease was basically always on the basis if the landlord sold, we would lose it. And it got sold, and we were promised by the landlord that it would continue on with the new landlords, but the new landlords, like literally within a couple of weeks, were like, yeah, your theatre room's been made into hotel rooms, you're out. So I was like, well, what do we do? We've committed to lots of projects, we're producing things, there's money, cash flow is king, as Richard, my business partner, used to say. So we had commitments and money. We had money lent from places, and so we were like, we would need to find a space very quickly, and we found a space in Tottenham Hale, which was a bar called Sticks, and they had a warehouse, and that was hard sharing a space because you'd have raves. You'd basically get in. I mean, one day we came in and someone had defecated on the stage. Like, it was mental. It was like pure, like, crazy raves. Like, there was ketamine everywhere and poo. If they had a thing in the lease, if it was ever a development of the land with some clause in with Tottenham Council, that if Tottenham Council got an offer from someone for X amount of money, they would have to sell it to them, and it happened. Obviously, London, there's flats being built on it now, so we lasted like a year, if that, and then it was like, I don't have the energy to do this anymore. However, at that point, we were looking for spaces. We had a huge Edinburgh, like a massive Edinburgh. As in, I was like the biggest independent producer in Edinburgh. I was a one-man band because my exec producer, my business partner Richard, was very poorly. So I went to Edinburgh with like 8-9 shows, which is mental, on a budget of about 90 grand. That's mental. As we realised, Sticks was being sold, and Richard was being diagnosed with terminal cancer. And this was the August, and I remember being in Edinburgh, and I was getting very, very poorly, like very poorly. And I blamed it on, I was getting these headaches and I could literally not. I mean, there was one night where it was like at the point of getting an ambulance in, like I was on the verge of getting it because the pain, I've never felt anything like it. And it was obviously just due to the stress because I knew what was coming. I knew Richard was going to die, and I knew we were going to lose the theatre again.